Hi guys, welcome to Love, Growth, and Freedom. And today I have with me is Anna Bongato. Here you go. Anna, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us about yourself?
Hi guys, I'm Anna. I'm Adrian's friend. And well, one thing about me is before we started this interview,
Mm-hmm.
Adrian asked me if I'm a lesbian or bisexual,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
told him, I don't really know because I've been with girls only in the past,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm still open to dating guys. But I haven't had any serious relationship with guys. So you be the judge or
Yeah. you be the judge, you
you tell
choose
me.
whatever. No, but
Choose
yeah,
whatever.
it was funny because
But one thing is for sure, I'm not straight though.
yeah, so that's why she's here on this episode of ours. And I've invited Anna over because she's we met actually just this year, and it was really just awesome to have met her at a really nice time and when things are actually coming into place. And I met her and I didn't know that she was from Animal Squad. So she goes for Animal Squad, and
Yeah, I
like
was from
my friends have been telling me that you were co-cap, right? You were co-cap
yes,
for Animal
I
Squad,
was co-cap.
and 2014 ba or
Yeah, I was
20?
co-cap in 2014 or 2015. I'm not sure. It's so
Mm-mm.
long ago.
Yeah, but whatever they told me about Anna was like she was now a mama or what is she's a monster ano daw yan skills ni Anna before yan sabi ni Nicole.
No.
So if you guys know, and so I like we met her. Saan ba tayo nag-meet, Anna? We met somewhere. We met at the party ba or like no where did we meet?
Commercial.
Oh yeah, okay.
A rehearsal
Yeah.
for a TV
Yeah,
commercial.
I forgot. Like, we met over a TV commercial, which is funny. Like we joined this Nissan TV commercial that they really asked us to be like cheerleaders, and we did a dance and whatever. It was really fun. I remember it like it was yesterday, and it came out. It was awesome. And then we were like,
Yeah.
that was a whole day thing, diba? You were early back then and whatever. So I invited her over because I know when she's one of the people who like when you ask her about herself and her sexuality or wherever she is, she's actually quite comfortable in her own skin. And I really like to like showcase that in this episode and podcast right now because that's the thing. It's Pride Month. It's the theme of our community to bring it out together here. And there's none other than I could think of it than Anna to join us too on this episode. So Anna, why don't you tell us about your story? Your coming out, your coming into your person as who you are now. Like can you tell us about your experiences growing up? When did the feelings start? When did you question or get like all of those ideas of that you may not be straight, you know?
Well, uh I started to have a girl crush when I was really young. Like I was in grade school when I first had my girl crush.
Yeah.
And then in our family, I'm the only girl. But I
Yeah.
wouldn't say that I'm a tomboy. Like my
Mm,
older brothers, I'd play with them.
mm.
But I don't know. I was pretty girly. I'm still pretty girly
Yeah, and she's so
until
pretty.
now.
Oh, can you see? Like, guys, I like how pretty she is. I am jealous.
Girls.
You can
No,
check her out. Just check. Just
baka
check.
may magalit. Sure.
Oh, okay. Sure. All right,
No,
all right. And then
I
elementary
started
girl crush.
having, yeah, girl crush. I haven't had any girlfriends or boyfriends up until fourth year high school. That's when I had
Yeah.
my first girlfriend.
Yes.
And then it was pretty serious. Yeah, I never had a serious boyfriend. I wouldn't count the high
Mm-mm.
school boyfriend as serious one. So
Yeah, definitely.
my coming out story, it was an accident.
Mm-hmm.
My parents found out on their own when
Mm-hmm.
we were cleaning our when we were cleaning our house. They found a box full of
Yeah.
letters from my girlfriend, my then girlfriend, my
Oh,
girl,
that's cute though. Your
but
then girlfriend, your ex,
my
or
then, yeah,
yeah,
my ex.
yeah.
And it was full of letters, and
Mm-hmm.
then there was a CD. Yes, CD.
Wow,
CD.
that is way back talaga, way back CD pa, hindi pa
Yeah,
USB.
I was
Yeah,
16. I was
yeah,
16. I was 16 at that time. There was a CD containing our pictures for a
yeah.
month series. Sweet.
Wow, thoughtful pa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But there was one photo in the end. It was a kiss photo. So if they were having doubts during the entire video, lo and behold, at the end of the video, ding, ding,
Ding.
ding,
It's a big
I'm not
sign.
straight.
So, how did they approach you on that? Like when they found
Well,
that CD? Go.
at first, they were in denial. My
Mm-hmm.
dad was like, so ano, tibo ka ba? And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I like girls. And I was pretty confined with the idea that when you say tibo, like you have to be like a butch, or
Yeah, a
I
certain
don't
way.
know.
Yeah,
There are so many
it did have.
definitions.
Yeah, like
Yeah, it has
there's
so
so
many
many,
definitions.
diba?
Eh.
Actually, kahit ako, I'm not really familiar with a lot of people kasi on that end. A lot of people like to try and normalize things. Like they keep looking for the normal things in a same sex relationship, which is not common. Like same sex relationships doesn't have to be one feminine and one masculine, but there are some of that, diba? So even
Yeah.
I, like when I had friends of mine, lesbian friends of mine who talked to me about all those, I was like shocked that there were also other different spectrums within that the L spectrum or the lesbian spectrum. Even on being gay dude, there's also that spectrum. But I was like never familiar with that. So okay, so your notion of tibo was to be butch and like whatever. So when your dad asked you, so are you tibo? What did you like say?
I wasn't able to reply to him. Like I just stared at him because wasn't it obvious from the video and from
Yeah,
the picture that I like girls? Like I was in a relationship with a girl,
yeah,
but it took them a really long time to accept it. I think my brothers were the first ones to accept my sexuality because they noticed that I didn't bring or introduce any boys to them. I only
I think
kept
that's
bringing
what
home
they.
girls.
Maybe that's why they're more
Best friend ko.
comfortable about that because it's not a boy, she's not gonna get in trouble or something. I mean,
Yeah,
as a
she's not gonna
kuya,
get pregnant.
yeah, or like she's not gonna get, she's not gonna be in a situation where there would be like a bad experience with boys. Like there are a lot of that happens. Then, kasi I mean, it's not. It also happens in all kinds of relationships. But on that, and maybe sila kuya had a feeling, okay, at least kalmado ako, kampante ako ngayon
Yeah.
na she's not gonna get in so much trouble. And so other than that, so when your dad and then when your mom like took a while to accept that, what was going on through your head? Like, what were you, parang for me, it's a similar experience din sa akin. My dad found out by accident too, tapos tinanong din ako, and I couldn't answer him. Like, I was just like, ain't it obvious? Like I wouldn't even ain't it obvious. It's just like it's there. I don't want to lie anymore. And it's also taking me a hard time to actually say it up in front of you because medyo, well, you lash out if I say it. I mean, it
Mhm.
might be a bad ano. So how did you feel? Like how did you process all that?
Well, it took a lot of years, and
Mm-hmm.
after my girlfriend, I had another girlfriend, which she was my longtime girlfriend.
Okay.
She wasn't allowed. No, I would say she was allowed in the house, but there was like this vibe whenever my parents would see her, and she felt that like she doesn't feel comfortable going here because she knows that we're not accepted, we're just tolerated, which is the case for most
Yeah,
people
yeah.
in the community, right?
And still
Tolerated
up
but
until
not
up to
accepted.
this day, yeah, up to this day, there are certain
Mm,
conditions that they put us na okay lang maging ganito ka basta wag ka mag-act ng ganito. There's
mm,
certain
mm,
conditions to that. Yeah, yeah, that
mm.
is called
And I
tolerance.
was
Yeah,
afraid. I was afraid for my parents because um what if other people are gonna judge them, like other relatives are gonna judge them that their only daughter is not straight.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And at that time, since I was in high school, I was still 16. I thought that maybe if I get good grades, if I do well in school, they would accept me. Maybe because I thought that they wouldn't accept my girlfriend then because she would be a distraction, just like any other relationship.
Yeah.
But that wasn't really the case because when I got into college, they were hoping that since it's going to be a co-ed college and I was part of the animal squad and I took up an engineering course, there'd be lots of guys and there were
Yeah.
that I would become straight eventually, but
It didn't work. Sorry. It wasn't a face. Yeah, yeah,
Nice try.
yeah.
Even I thought it was gonna be a face, but
Yeah,
the heart wants what it wants.
exactly, exactly. And going back to that theme of like wanting to achieve more so that they could accept me. I think that's a common mindset of people like us. I mean, it always has been a feeling of we have to overcompensate for something that we feel is wrong or something that was wired into us and onto our brains that it's wrong. And like, don't worry, no, I mean, akin, in my perspective, I think lahat ng nakausap ko or everybody that I interviewed also said the same thing, that they knew it from a very young age. They knew it from I knew it from preschool. I still remember who my first crush is. I could still tell you, but I'm not gonna tell it to everyone. Of course, it's so
After this call.
embarrassing. After this call instead, but uh, but you are not alone. For the people that do I asked, they also started in grade school. The thoughts that came in are in grade school. Mine was just a special case in preschool. Some of them had it in kinder. My trans
Mm.
Kylie, the friend of mine that I interviewed to, she started feeling it at kindergarten. She wanted to wear dresses. She wanted to play with all these. And what she does was she makes the Power Rangers kiss, boy Power Rangers together. And it is really, yeah,
Cute.
so those are the things. When you look at it, when you hear all these episodes that we put out about the LGBTQIA community, you would know that there's a theme of like, I don't think it's a choice. Everybody keeps forcing it on us that it's a choice. A lot of people have been telling us, or a lot of people are still confused by why we act like this or why we have the attraction that we have now. Why are we sexually like this? And it's not a choice for you. Do you ever like wish to change it? Did you believe that at a certain point was it a choice for you, or was it really just something that you innately felt?
There was a point where I felt that it would be a lot easier for everyone if I was straight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A lot easier for my parents, a lot easier for my brothers. Well, mostly my family because they mean a lot to me.
Exactly.
But at the end, I can't really dictate what I feel. I mean, it's just there. It's
Yeah.
just about the connection that I have with this person, regardless of whether she's a boy or a girl. But in my experience, I feel a different connection when it's a girl. So I don't know, but I'm not closing any doors. I'm
Yeah.
still young.
Yeah.
I can't really say if it's a choice or not, but right now I can say that it's just in my case, it's just the circumstances are like just like that. It's
Yeah.
what I feel.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, on my end, I think if we all did have a choice now, I don't think we'd want to choose the hard road. Like, I mean, growing up, that's the hard road. It was more of a, like, it was a hard time growing up, especially with that mindset. When you told me about you wanted to achieve, you want to get good grades to be accepted, that made it feel conditional love. Like, I don't think um that kind of mindset is also helpful for a lot of people like us, especially the younger generations now, because they have like in our generation, we really didn't have much distractions, really didn't have much of social media that actually damage our mental health and say, right now, kasi up until now, kahit tayo, we are affected mentally with all about what we're going through. Like, we sometimes feel like life is a race, like when you have to achieve
Mm-mm.
at a certain age. And at that point, younger generations and our people like us, younger people like us, really have all those in front of them, and it really just it probably would affect their mental health, because if yun nga yung mindset natin, now we have to achieve something. Social media shows us how much more do we have to achieve before we actually achieve it, and it's not a nice one. I think I want to generate a safe space for people like us to actually feel accepted, to know that at a certain point where we are now, people will accept us. Can you tell us about experiences like that you've had that showed you that there are people with you, people who support you, people who love you, like nonetheless your sexuality, like your support system?
Well, my friends have always been there for me,
Yeah.
and eventually my family was able to accept my sexuality.
Yeah.
But I graduated college when I already graduated college when they said out loud, when my parents said out loud to me that um, tanggap na namin, basta mabuting anak ka. That those were their words, mabuting anak ka. So at the end, I thought that all you have at the end of the day, all you have to be is a good person. You have to
How
be
did it
kind.
feel? How did it feel when they told you
Oh,
that?
it was so emotional. We cried. My
Yeah.
parents
Oh,
cried. I
yeah.
cried, and it was it was two separate conversations.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had a private conversation with my mom, and then a few days later, I had a conversation with my dad. So it was pretty emotional. And at that time, only thing I thought of was finally I
Yeah.
could open up to them. I could talk to them about anything. Like this would be a normal relationship.
That's beautiful. That's one thing that I hope everyone could achieve at a certain point, because I know it's really hard. It's not everyone doesn't have to have this gets to have the same support system. So like even
Yeah,
with
and
friends
even
and
if
family, yeah.
yeah, yeah, and even with your friends, like you don't have to have like friends in the community
Yeah.
for you to have a support system, but it would be nice for you to have friends in the community because you would know people who have gone through the same things,
Yeah,
who are
yeah.
facing the same struggles. But
Exactly.
at the end of the day, you're looking for friends, and true friends wouldn't leave you like that, if regardless of your sexuality. So I think it's important that um you should choose your friends wisely.
Exactly. It's surrounding yourself with the right people, with the right mindset would actually help you grow as a person, not just like, someone, from the community. It's just really more of personal growth. It's a holistic growth that you want to look for. Wow, I mean, this I am really glad.
I think you shouldn't be defined by your sexuality.
Exactly.
That's why
And
you should be surrounded by people who support you, who are very supportive of your growth as a person and not
yeah.
based on your sexuality.
Exactly. And that's what we're trying to shatter here. That's what we're trying to like show people, that in Pride Month isn't just for me, isn't just for anybody in the community. It's actually for everybody. We are championing this idea of, you know, being prideful of yourself, being proud and not being defined by so many boxes and labels that we have in this society that we're trying to like shatter. That's what we're trying to do. And yeah, of all those, what are your messages to like people like us out there who's listening, for people who's having the struggles, who's just starting to figure out who they are, like what is your message to them? But before that, there's this one thing that I want you to do. It's a more emotional part. What is your message to your young self, your young
Oh my
self?
god.
Like, what would you say to the young Anna just figuring out her ropes, and then tell us your message to the people who's listening? You can do the transition, you can do that. So think, I'll give you a few seconds.
Oh,
It's okay, it's fine, I want to hear
I
it.
think it's gonna be a simple message of
Yeah.
don't pressure yourself too much. That at the end of the day, you should be a good person,
Mhm.
and that your parents love you no matter what. And you should be proud of your achievements. And it's gonna be a long, hard road ahead. But at the end of the day, you're gonna be surrounded by your friends and family and people who love you, and people who don't even know you who support you. Like there are a lot of people from the community who will support you, who will be proud that you're one of them. And just you're gonna be afraid, I'm sure, but it's gonna get better.
What a beautiful message. And now for the people like us who's listening out there, who is finding their way as well. Go.
Well, I know it sounds cliche, but you have to just be true to yourself, and you have to just keep fighting what you believe in. I mean, don't let all the judgment and the hate turn you into something you're not. I think that for those who are still aren't out of the closet, just take your time. Don't let other people out you. Don't just it's your life, it's your pacing. Don't let the society dictate how you want to live your life.
Exactly.
But just be a good person. That's
Mhm.
that's what that's what matters the most,
Yeah,
right?
totoo naman. That's the truth, and that's what we should strive for, to be the best versions of ourselves, and to
Yeah.
learn from all the experiences that we go through. So I think
Yeah.
this is the end of the road for this topic. I am so glad to have you here. I am so
No,
happy.
thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for having this very revolutionary conversation with me, a conversation that needs to be heard. And I really appreciate you showing up, just doing this, and it's really such a good time, or a good way to expose us to all of the thoughts that we go through. Because I myself wouldn't have this kind of conversation with my own self, obviously. But getting around to know the people like us who is experiencing this, and I hope that this could really help, like, other people like us. So in lieu of that, I just want to thank you again for showing us up and joining us for today in Love, Growth, and Freedom. Would you want
Yeah.
would you want to say anything? Would you want to, like, promote anything? Do you have anything that's going on with you? Do you want anything, like, your IG? Do you
I
want them
just
to follow
wanna
you on Instagram or
Yeah, follow
whatever?
me on IG at
I
Anna
know.
Bongato. Yeah.
Yeah, give her
Adrian's
a
gonna
follow.
put my
Yeah,
name there. And if you
I'll put
need
their stuff there.
Yeah,
All
and
these
if you need
people.
someone to talk to, if by any chance someone would relate to what we've talked about and would want to talk about it some more, just you
Hit
can
us up.
message
Yeah.
me. Yeah, hit
Hit
us
us
up.
up. Let us know. We
We're
are
here for
here.
you.
Yeah, we want to make
Pride
conversations
hugs.
here. Happy Pride, everybody.
Happy
Okay.
Pride.